Hello friends, myself Dr. Krina Disha, welcome to KT Guidance Bureau. I like to say few words for this Guidance Bureau. This Guidance Bureau is helpful to research student, postgraduate student, or you can say master degree students, as well as this bureau is helpful to those who wants to clear NET, SLAT or any other competitive exams. Even this bureau is helpful to those who wants to increase their knowledge. I am PhD students of Dr. Kumudini Thakur, and today on this platform able to present my research work. So my humble request to you all, please subscribe the channel, comments and favor the bureau. Now today I am going to present second part and heart of my thesis, data presentation and analysis. As discussed in earlier video that this research work covers primary data as well as secondary data. Different tests are applied to found the findings and conclusions. T-test is applied for knowing trend of deposit per branch, advances per branch, business per branch, cash deposit ratio per branch of both the sector at India level as well as Surat level. T-test is applied to compare number of branches and ATM at India level and Surat level. In this research work, we have used different types of graph and chart so that even a layman is able to understand what actually the research wants to depict. The research work says that advances per branch at national level, public sector banks are in good position. The scenario of Surat city level says that public sector banks are at better position as compared to private sector banks. It doesn't mean that Surat city people are not having trust and confidence in private sector banks, but they are having more confidence in public sector banks. Further moving, business per branch of public sector bank at national level is much more than at Surat level. At Surat level, private sector banks are in good position. Number of branches and ATMs of private sector banks are more in Surat as compared to nationalized banks. Different age group is included to know their views for the services provided by banks. Afterwards, different occupation customers are selected to know their reviews regarding the services utilized by them. Different types of accounts are utilized by different persons. Maximum number of people were utilizing saving bank account. Then different types of services utilized from retail banking services offered by bank. Maximum number of people at that time used ATM service, debit card service and credit card services. Mobile banking and other services were not much more known to the people. People were utilizing the same services, but ratio as compared to today at that time was lower. Comparison between both the sector, Mann-Whitney U-test is applied. It shows relationship of customers with different services provided by bank. Then factor analysis is done to know the different factors which are given more preferences by customers for selecting different banks. Factor analysis revealed that customers give much more importance to bank charges and price policy adopted. Then next factor which is important is behavior of employees. If employees are cool and calm as well as they are able to understand the problems of customers, then customers want such type of banks in which their problems are heard by employee as well as solutions are given within short period of time where they are able to get satisfactory answer. The next important factor is convenience of branch. Customer wants to go for a branch which is convenient for them. Anytime, wherever they wants to go there, they may able to reach and solve their queries or problems, and that's why convenience is much more important for customers. The next point is ATM and card services provided by banks. ATM and card services provided by banks, in that case customers prefer such type of banks which can resolve their problems within a short period of time. It means that if any problem is arised like fund withdrawal or misplace of card, at that time they must be given proper guidance, and that is also short period of time. That's why they prefer such banks which resolve their such type of problems. The next factor which affect customer satisfaction level is bank customer relationship management. Which type of relationship maintained by bank with the customer? Are they going to see God in the customers? Meaning to say, they must give importance to customers, their requirement, timeliness, promptness, their needs. Such type of banks are preferred by customers. Then next, internet banking services. As we all know that internet is the problem for us all. If internet speed is not good, then it becomes difficult to complete the transaction. Number of times you have to go in that particular login, you have to complete your task, and if time is much more, then you have to once again go through the whole procedure, and that's why customers want such type of services through which they can complete their task speedily and easily. Then next factor is bank image positioning. What is the image of bank in the eyes of customers, in the eyes of society? Which type of relationship is maintained by bank? That thing is observed by customers. At the same time, they are also observing the infrastructure facilities provided by banks, which includes facilities for waiting areas, comfort zone, and parking facilities. Nowadays, parking becomes a very big issue, and that's why bank image positioning is one of the factor which is considered by customers for services provided by banks. And the last factor which is derived from the study is after sales services. This factor says that customers not only wants that bank should remain attached with them during the period of the services utilized by them, But after utilizing this service, if any problem is occurred, then bank must help them to resolve this same problem, and that's why after sales services are also important factor from customer point of view. This factor analysis even provides good guideline for service quality model. One can also add much more things in this, but my research work reveals that these are the 8 important factors which were considered by customers at that time. Demographic variables and customer satisfaction. Chi-square is used to check the relationship between demographic variables and factors of customer satisfaction. Findings of the analysis says that performance of private sector banks is better than public sector banks at national level. It also says that at Surat city level, performance of public sector banks is better than private sector banks. It shows that the public of Surat city are having much more trust on public sector banks as compared to private sector banks. It doesn't mean that they don't want to go with private sector banks facilities. They want to go with the same, but just now they are focusing more on public sector banks. Cash deposit ratio shows that private sector banks are in a better position at both the level, at national level as well as at Surat city level, while public sector banks are widespread of their branches and ATM centers. It is obvious that public sector banks are having much more branches and ATM centers nationwide as they are working since long time. Customers preferred e-banking services like ATM, debit card, internet banking, online payment of bills, mobile recharge facilities more than all other services offered by banks. ECS and RTGS are also favorite for the customers as these services are time saving and convenient. They have one, you may say that, complaint with the bank, that banks are not solving their queries in a proper timing. They are not given proper attention. This is the important finding derived from the study. Even they feels that their suggestions are not considered in product development as well as changes in products. They are also facing problem of insufficient parking as the branches or ATM centers are located at such a place they are not able to parking their vehicles properly. Further, as we all know that loan process is very much lengthy and time consuming. So, customers wants that such procedures should become in smooth and convenient so that they can complete the same procedure without giving much more time. Then it also says that public sector banks are at better position for bank charges and price policy, customer convenience of branch and bank customer relationship management. While private sector banks are on better position for behavior of employees, ATM and card services and after sales services. No doubt both the banks are good for internet banking services as well as bank image positioning. The behavior of employees of private sector banks are much more liked by customers as they are more polite and customer friendly. The demographic profile of customer says that age, gender, education, occupation, annual income, all these are not affecting customer satisfaction level. For factor analysis, 43 variables were considered. Out of these 43 variables, 8 factors are derived. The research work says that customers are more demanding as well as they are aware with their rights. So, banks have to consider this point at the time of considering bank customers relationship. Banks should try to solve problems with discussion and help of employees. They should create awareness campaign for banking transaction in customers. It will brings remarkable changes in the services utilized by customers. In short, the primary data conclude that private sector bank increase in deposits and advances, branches and ATM not increased in required number. Private sector banks should give more focus in increasing their deposit and advances services, as well as they should increase number of branches and ATM so that convenient location will helpful to customers. Public sector banks should increase the same type of services as compared to earlier years as population is increased. To resolve this, the suggestions given by researcher is, first of all, they should train the employees in such a way that they are able to communicate with the customer in their own language and friendly atmosphere. They should avoid arguing with the customers. Proper incentive should be given to employees for improving employee-customer relationship. Proper funds should be maintained at ATM centers. Number of times it is observed that due to insufficient funds, ATM centers are locked. So, they should take care of such type of things. Option for denomination should be given at ATM for withdrawing money. Banks should make procedure of loan simple but secure. Customer awareness seminar should be arranged. Area-wise survey for customer satisfaction should be done. I request banks try to implement suggestions for loan products so that customers can enjoy the facilities provided by banks. I also request customers that they should also understand the limitations of time and banks. Banks should provide sufficient parking space so that customers are able to park their vehicle properly and follow the rules given by traffic police. Some of the suggestions which are specially given to customers from this research work are: they should read all the documents provided by banks thoroughly. Then, if they are having any type of confusion, they should contact to responsible officers. They should not share confidential information like PIN number of ATM, credit card, debit card or internet banking services. It will bring the fraud cases minimum. Behave well with the employees of banks. Have patience. Your demand will be fulfilled by officers. They should cooperate in case of system or technical problem arise. Then, scope of future study. This research work has very wide scope. The researcher can add more number of banks, more number of dimensions for customer satisfaction, and also more than one city considered for study purpose. In demographic profile, researcher can add language, the native, caste, marital status, etc. And in this way, they are able to make the research work further with the help of this research work. I hope you have enjoyed this video. You will get necessary information from the same. Stay connected with the KT Guidance Bureau. Thank you.